getting the Stanley's parable, and hold on, I'm gonna move this.
We're moving.
Sorry. Should have fixed that
Alright.
before.
That's cool. You can see our faces. And then there again. And there again. And there again. I don't know why I went higher.
No idea.
It was for dramatic effect. Begin game.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-winning, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
He was happy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I'm playing.
You don't see me. You can't stop me. You can't jump. You can only crouch. Ease your action button. It's made off the Half-Life thing.
Okay.
Sorry.
Alright.
Forgot what it was.
Half-Life
The
thing?
Half-Life thing.
So I guess we're looking for people.
I don't know.
Locked.
He doesn't really let you interact with a lot of stuff. I just played a little bit, but I didn't get this far.
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Didn't you get the memo?
I would say papers on the floor and coffee are all traces of coworkers.
Well, yeah, I mean, this computer's on, someone's doing something.
There's definitely traces.
And
Ooh, what's that? Crouch down. What's that? What's it say? You can't read it. It looks like some sort of floor
it's
plan.
because someone's upside down. Knowing your city.
Before you can possibly know
really close to this
where
one.
your new something vending
Where to
operation.
begin your new street wandering vending
operations, you first have to get to know your city. I'll
use something town as an example in this book. But in order to really get the knowledge, it's best to go explore.
Stanley stood for a long time in one spot. It's part of the game. He likes to see how long he can go without dying. So far, he's doing excellent. And if he just stays right where he is, I'm sure he'll keep up that good momentum. Let's observe the genius at work.
We got in trouble.
Okay.
We weren't supposed to not move. It got mad at us.
We weren't standing.
I hate Mondays.
I don't know what's someone.
L-E-L. E-L?
I'm guessing.
Well,
I was gonna go with hell, but
there's no double L. Well, there's no double L for L either.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, come on.
of course I'm gonna go to the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge
What's in
first,
the window?
just to admire it.
Must be the lounge.
It's truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Can you read the papers on the floor over there? It looks like
You really want me. Wait, hold
It
on.
looked like you can read that one.
Fuel.
Ah, fuel.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Mad at us.
I think it is too.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I looked.
Stanley
what's
was
this?
so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Sorry.
I'm saying you can't tell me to go one way.
Caution, do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop.
You closed the door on me.
Yeah, this game punishes
Why
you
did they do that?
because they don't want you to explore.
Now
They want
that's a
you
little
to-
creepy.
They want you to do what they want you to do, and they don't like it when you don't do it.
Well then.
They restart the game on you and say,
Warning, do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, 1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, 5,000. You know exactly what I'm gonna do. Oh, but I can't jump. Guess I'll just fall.
I thought you were gonna say like,
Turbo!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you're on the right path.
That is hilarious.
this game is so amazing.
Oh my gosh, that was so fun.
Oh, when I went in here, I actually closed the door instead of walking out, and I lost because I did that. And it was like, Stanley just stayed in his room because he was too scared to move.
Wait,
He
Stanley thought to
died.
himself, am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Walking.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he
Well,
entered the
I guess
door
I
on his
better
left.
go to the left one.
I guess so.
Jerk pieces. I hate doing what I'm told to do.
That's what this game is all about, though.
I mean, I feel like I just did something horrible.
It's supposed to make you feel like you're horrible when you don't follow directions.
Yet
Do
there
not.
was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
He was a whiteboard manager? Yeah, oh my gosh, this brings back memories for when I was working. I really probably shouldn't say where I was working, but
Using slides to ensure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a thick blue graphic in the header and throw some on the text. It's so true. Oh, what'd you do? Everybody's unique, you most of all.
I didn't do anything! That's so
That's
funny.
so hilarious.
Oh my gosh, to do synergize core values. Oh, wait, it changed again.
Charts, slides, and slides.
This is so awesome.
I love
This
it.
reminds me when I was working in the office.
Right at which charts? The exact same information. Yep, always.
So funny.
In case you can't read ratios, let's look at a chart.
What do people want?
Things, money, more money, things, money to buy, more things, graphs about things and money.
Wow, this is so funny. By quarterly post review.
Teenagers, size of demographic, a lot of percents, space between the teenagers.
There's something in the idea bin. Wait, what does that say? 1
No more bins, trash cans,
2
remaining
of the idea bins.
3 firing me.
Idea bin. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I used to hate it whenever we did meetings.
That's hilarious.
Ah,
Broom closet. Look at the broom closet.
Can I open it? Oh. It's gonna get mad at me.
He's gonna get mad at you. Do it.
Stanley
Empowered.
stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around.
What happens if I stand here? I feel like pouting, like tossing my arms, like
close the door.
sit
See what
there.
happens if you close the door.
I feel like sticking my tongue out of it.
No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
I want to jump. I want to
I
just
know.
stand here jumping. Why didn't they give us the jump?
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, He's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Should I leave?
Oh my gosh. I remember those mops.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing?
It's for spite, bro.
Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
It's because you're telling me what to do.
And then it's funny.
Nobody tells me what to do, except you,
You
sometimes.
realize there's no
Anyway, then.
choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
It's so amazing. Should I move out? I feel like that's the last thing he's gonna say.
Yeah. This is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet in?" Coming upstairs, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
That's so much. You get the broom plus ending.
Should I go up or should I go down? I want to go down. You told me to go up.
Go down.
No, wait, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go up. Now I'm going to go down.
You should probably go up until you get the until you trigger his response.
Go up here.
Ooh, open the door.
Nope.
Ah, it drives me crazy. You can't interact with my baby.
I'll look and then I'll go down.
Yeah, because if you go through that door, he's definitely gonna close it on you.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to do what he tells me to do.
So much.
I will do what I want to do.
Uh-oh.
What?
This doesn't look dangerous. Fire hose. What's behind you? Yeah.
What? This isn't that type of game.
I know, but there's something wrong. It's too dark to see.
Yeah, I can't see. Some kind of box.
Why am I crouching? Think that's gonna help me see?
I have no idea. This isn't the type of game. A monster isn't. Oh my
But Stanley
god!
just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter,
hate this guy.
these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up.
No one does that when they're actually lucid dreaming, by the way.
I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
I'm going to start back at the beginning. Wow.
Oh.
Well.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Okay, then. Well.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Okay. Well, that's our time for today. We went over our time, actually.
Yes.
We kept blabbing.
Yeah.
We was talking for a long time.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in. We will continue this next time.
It was very fun. Yeah, it's
We're
fun.
really going to enjoy this game. And remember, keep on arguing my allies. And if somebody tells you what to do, don't do it. Especially if it's a voice in your head. Pro tip.
You know from experience.
I do.